Do not do what you hate. Why else? Well, if you do what you hate, you can't admit it to yourself, and you can't say what you've done. You know, and one of the things I've learned as a consequence of being in trying circumstances, whether those are in relationship to serious illness or mob-like behavior or betrayal, so those are the three broad categories of catastrophe. You could add subjugation to tyranny to that, is that when you're in a very, very, very complex situation, which you 100% will be at some point in your life, all you have, if you have anything, and maybe you don't, is the truth. The truth is the only thing that has enough power to guide you when things are impossible. And if you have lived a lie, you will not be able to tell the truth when you need to. And then you'll be done. Or worse, you'll suffer terribly on the way to being done and then be done. And so that's not good. No one who was not hiding things in the fog would think that was good. And so, and you might think, well, why should I have faith in the truth? And the answer is, well, it wouldn't be called faith if there was proof. So that's the first answer. And the second answer is, you want reality itself behind you, or do you want reality itself opposing you? Because if you employ falsehood, you definitely don't have reality on your side. That's the definition of falsehood. And maybe you think, well, it's just a lie, which is twisting the fabric of reality itself, and I can get away with it, because obviously that's what you think if you practice to deceive. And then you think, well, what are you thinking when you think that? And what you're thinking is, I am canny enough to twist the fabric of reality in my favor at the cost of myself and others, and get away with it. It's like, well, two questions. Who do you think you are? That's the first question. And the second question is, who have you let into your soul? That's the second question. And those are questions well worth asking. You need to act in a manner that allows you to say without concern what you have done. You know, if you're on trial, what's your best defense? Innocence. Obviously. Will that save you? Perhaps not. It depends on how demented the trial has become. But there isn't anything that you have that's better. I know this from experience to some degree. I've been on trial, you might say, by people who have schemed to generate lies about what I'm doing and what I have done and use them against me. They're often journalists, and generally English journalists, and mostly female English journalists. And all we've done, and by we, I mean my family and I, when we've responded to these situations, is release the whole recording. It's like, here's the story, here's what actually happened. No editing. But you can't do that unless the real story is in concordance with the truth. And if it is in accordance with the truth, then you just have to say, this is what happened. And then that works. And that's worth knowing, because you need to know. When the storms come and you have to batten down the hatches, when the enemy's at the gate, what do you have to take you and your family over the steep waves, or to present you with the arms needed to defend yourself against those who will take what you have. And the best answer to that is you have the truth. And a more sophisticated answer, I suppose, is that you have the truth that's made itself manifest in your actions. And then you have the truth that you've managed to incorporate with the words that you've so carefully chosen. And so that's also useful to know too. You know, you build yourself with what you say. You really do. Especially if what you say works. Oh, and if you're lying and you get a short-term advantage, you reinforce the spirit of the lie. You nourish it. It's because success produces neural growth. And so beware of how you succeed, because you don't know what's taken root inside you. And that is no joke. I mean, I've seen people who are far down that road. Heaven help them. And sometimes that happens, you know, but it can be a long way back, and it isn't always obvious that you can manage the transformation without dying in the effort.